So this tip is an absolute game changer, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure why more people aren't talking about it. If you ever feel like your voice is getting constricted and tight, particularly as you go higher into your voice, and you also want to feel euphoric within seconds, keep watching. Hello lovely ones, my name is Livia. I am a professional operatic soprano, singing teacher and the founder of Singing for Self-Care. If you like health and heart-based singing, I highly suggest you click the subscribe button because every Monday I'll be bringing you tips on your most powerful method of self-care, your voice. Because remember, you and your voice are practically magic. So this video is going to be in two sections. In the first section, we're going to be taking a little bit more of a pedagogical approach to the same subject. So that is, we're going to be looking at a singing technique that is going to help you bring your voice into alignment so you're singing in a nice, free and healthy way. In the second part of the video, we're going to be looking a little bit more at the biochemical implications that doing this technique has. So there are things that come up in Eastern philosophy as well as Western medicine as well. So the main theme of today is the false vocal folds or the vestibular folds. Now you probably know that you have vocal folds or vocal cords as they're sometimes known. And these are two little muscles that vibrate together as the air passes through them, and that creates the sound of singing. What you may not know is that there is extra tissue on the outside of those true vocal folds, as we call them. So these are the false vocal folds or the vestibular folds. Talking about the false folds doesn't always come up in singing lessons. Sometimes it does, but really the false folds, their main purpose is they're protective really, so they make sure that food doesn't go where it's supposed to not go. When the false folds get a little bit too involved, if they start to constrict, it can create tension in the voice. There are some types of singing that actually use this to an advantage, so things like tube and throat singing or some metal genres of singing. Anything that requires distortion on the voice, you're getting those false vocal folds involved. But as awesome as these genres of music are, they are a little bit niche. So I think for maybe the 99% of people who if their false folds are getting a little bit too involved, that's a problem. There are ways that we can retract them and move them out of the way so we have a nice open sound. So here's a little video of what the false folds look like in action. So this is a view of a laryngoscopy where they put a little camera down your throat or down your nose to have a look at your vocal folds. So you can see the white bands of tissue that are vibrating, they're the true folds. And then you can see sometimes that the false folds on either side are retracted and sometimes they're constricted. They're coming in over the top of the true vocal folds. You may see me using my thumbs like this in this video and be wondering, what are you doing? A lot of singing teachers use these hand signals. They come from the Estill method of voice. This is saying the folds are neutral, they're retracted like this, and then they're constricted like this. So just to know what it feels like when they're constricted, you can think a little bit like you're about to cough or you're about to grunt, and then sing a scale on that. So let's see what that sounds like. So not the most comfortable or arguably pleasant sound in the world. I can definitely feel if I kept singing like that, I would get tired very, very quickly. So let's look at how do we retract these false vocal folds out of the way. This one. What we're gonna do is we're gonna think about an inner smile, or even more so than an inner smile, an inner laugh. So it's not gonna be something that you're gonna see on the face so much. I don't want you to spread here. This is still gonna be nice and neutral, but just on the inside, it's like something really funny has happened, but you're like not allowed to show that you find it hilarious. So it's just a really small inner smile, but on the neutral face, but on the inside, you are dying of laughter. And you may even be able to feel a little bit of a widening happen. When I've covered this in lessons before, I've had a few students say things like they feel like a bullfrog, their throat kind of expanding. I had one student say she felt like she was swallowing an egg. So these are all sensations of the retraction happening, and it's a feeling of widening around the larynx. So with this kind of inner giggly laugh on the inside, we're going to do the same thing again. Let's just have a play around with going from one extreme to the other. So we'll start in a retracted place, feeling kind of that inner smile on the inside, and then we're going to move. And when we get to here, you're going to think of that feeling a little bit before a cough, and just feel what that sensation feels like. So you can hear there's a little bit of distortion coming into my voice. A way that we can check to make sure that the false folds are retracted is actually through listening to our breath. So if you were to block your ears and breathe normally, okay, I'm deliberately breathing a little bit loudly here, but what you will be able to feel is when you start bringing in the inner smile, that all of a sudden your breath should be silent. So you can pause this video and give that a little bit of a go. So now we've spoken a little bit about how this inner smile can help with the health of our voice and help create a nice, clear, healthy sound. Let's talk about what else this can do for our body. Now there's this really wonderful practice in qigong called the inner cosmic smile. And it's essentially what we've just been talking about. So it's again not this really broad grin. It's just this really calm on the inside. You can just feel it ever so slightly in the corners of your mouth. Just this really gentle. And the reason for that is it takes the seriousness out of exercise that require focus. So it may be meditation, it may be something completely unrelated like your work, but if you feel sometimes when you're focusing, you can feel kind of your brow furrow, the rest of your muscles kind of contract a little bit as you focus. The thing with the inner cosmic smile is just releasing that tension and just allowing things to flow. And there are other practices that are akin to this as well. So you may have heard of laughing yoga before, has a similar premise. As you smile, dopamine is released into your system, and serotonin as well actually. So these are hormones that make you feel really happy. Smiling is also proven to lower your heart rate and your blood pressure as well. There have been a lot of studies done on forced smiling and how it actually changes our perception of the world around us. I'll link a few videos in the description if you're interested in checking that out. So swimming as this little piece of singing technique has such cool benefits to it, like changing your biochemistry, making you happy, clearing up your voice, helping you sing in a really healthy and aligned way. I want to look into this a little bit more. So what I will be doing is making a little companion video to this. I'll do a little guided meditation about false fold retraction, because that way you're working on your singing voice at the same time, but also it's going to be a really nice little meditation you can do to kind of boost your mood as well. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. So let me know in the comments below. Have you done things like laughing yoga before? Have you just made yourself smile for a few seconds, and does it have an impact on you? And have you heard about false fold retraction before? It's something that's important but doesn't always come up in the average lessons. So I'd be really interested to know if this is something that's new to you or not. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you have a beautiful week. Bye.